Kong is an international metropolis which attracts people with different nationalities settling in Hong Kong. Among them, new arrival immigrants in mainland, which is also known as new immigrants, is one of the significant immigrant population in Hong Kong. According to the report on new immigrants conducted by the Home Affairs Department and Immigration Department, there were over 30,000 mainland immigrants holding one-way permit holders every year coming to Hong Kong. While they tried to seek a better living standard, their lives in Hong Kong are not easy. In order to understand them better, we have interviewed two students who are from new immigrant families to share the difficulties they met in Hong Kong.
我觉得，因为我家里只有我和我妈，她也不会说英文啊，学历也不高，只能找一些工资不高的服务性行业。
Indeed, many new immigrants reflected in the report mentioned above that they mainly encounter difficulties in family living environment, languages, and work. As a result, they may also meet great financial difficulties by carrying these barriers. Statistics shows that the median monthly household income in 2021 was about $13,000, which is about 1.2% lower than that in 2022. Most of the new immigrants are working poor, and their major occupations are low-tech jobs such as construction workers and self-staff. With the high living costs in Hong Kong, they may find difficult living in Hong Kong with a relatively low salary. Consequently, most of them live in public housing because of its low rent.
This shows that many new immigrants are suffering from relative poverty. When we ask ourselves why do these people suffer more from poverty than we do, there is actually an inseparable linkage between relative poverty and inequality.
应该是教育和语言方面吧，因为刚刚来到的时候，感觉广东话都不是很好，然后在沟通上是有一点困难。不过我觉得最难的还是英文，因为在大陆的时候，我们都是小学3年级以后才开始学英文的，可是香港就很早就是开始学，所以当时英语对我来说真的比较难。
Indeed, while the Hong Kong society see education as the main way to achieve upward mobility, the path is harder for new immigrants to obtain. The educational system in China and Hong Kong is different. That kids from China learn English at an older age. Therefore, many of them find English very difficult to learn and have to pay more effort than us to achieve the same educational goal. Also, as Cantonese and traditional Chinese may not be their first language, it is harder for them to learn in school or even communicate and achieve socialization. Moreover, because of the poverty they face, it depresses their ability to join extra learning opportunities such as hiring private tutors or buying extra materials. Educational inequality is not the only problem they face.
有一次去排队，那个时候人很多就很挤，我们不小心碰到了前面的一个男人，然后他就转过身来骂我们，他就类似说死蝗虫。当时我感觉很无辜了，因为我觉得香港人总是觉得内地人好像没有礼貌，但是我知道很多内地来的人都不是那样，然后为什么要把这些罪名都扣在我们身上？
前几年社会运动嘛，但是很多香港人跟内地人的关系就比较紧张，然后也有被针对。在中学里面就有一些同学开始排挤我，大约是不太想跟我说话，见到我的时候也会有一些比较奇异的目光。我当时觉得很委屈，也挺无奈的，因为我和那些同学本来也不是很熟，我也没有发表过任何的言论，感觉就是因为我的出生地，然后受到了比较不公平的对待。
New immigrant families may have to take up some of the resources in Hong Kong, such as housing units and education opportunities. Because of this, some Hong Kongers may have bias and discriminations on them. As the situation of inequality and relative poverty are originally serious in Hong Kong, having more new immigrants may give Hong Kongers an image that it was the new immigrants who take up all the resources, while actually it's not the case. According to the report of the Society for Community Organization, 35.8% of the new immigrants reflected that they face discrimination because of their immigrant identity. Also, because of the political controversy and the pandemic from 2019, almost 60% of them said they face direct discrimination. Discrimination not only happens in society, but also in workplace. According to that report, about 40% of the new immigrants said they face discrimination because of language barriers. Consequently, they may not given the same opportunities as other people do. Their social mobility will be undermined and finally trapped in poverty.
What stakeholders are included when we try to solve the problem?
Society contains a high level of inequality between new immigrants and Hong Kong people. In the past years, social discrimination against new immigrants and mainland residents have become increasingly serious.
The human rights locus have become synonymous with new immigrants and mainland residents. Also, the social movement deepened Hong Kong antipathy toward new immigrants. Additionally, the general public who have prejudice against them may not want or even care about the situation of new immigrants because they may think new immigrants are taking their resources as mentioned and welfare. Therefore, they have a hate feeling toward new immigrants. Then, many new immigrants only work in low-skill or non-skilled jobs because of low qualification. Therefore, the employer can reduce the cost when hiring them. Next, government and new immigrants want to change this situation. Government has many roles, but a fundamental one in democracy is to build equality. It needs to produce some different policy to maintain society. New immigrants want a better living standard because poverty limits the learning environment and residential setting. Also, they want to integrate into the society.
In order to achieve our goal of helping new immigrants better integrate and adapt into Hong Kong society, the first target we seek to accomplish is to dissolve language barriers between new immigrants and Hong Kong locals. What we can do to help children of new immigrants to make a smooth transition from mainland China to Hong Kong both academically and socially is to improve our own education system by adopting a model that allows us to flexibly adjust each student's schedule and workload according to their academic strengths and weaknesses. Through a more interactive and dynamic model, extra Cantonese lessons can be provided to new immigrant students and Mandarin lessons to struggling or local students. Joint subject workshops can even be carried out, encouraging students from different backgrounds to bond and thus learn from one another in daily life. In order to eliminate discrimination and alienation against new immigrants, we have to tackle the problem to its roots, which is to eliminate discontent against new immigrants and try to get people to see new immigrants as one of their own instead of others. So, the government and NGOs can promote anti-discrimination and anti-alienation propaganda on TV advertisements and in school syllabuses. People can be persuaded to change their opinions rationally by statistics showing the majority of new immigrants are legitimate and dutiful citizens. Also, by portraying the struggles new immigrants have had to go through, a sense of empathy may be evoked among Hong Kong locals as they may resonate with new immigrants as a human or perhaps as comrades who endure common hardships. Through debunking stereotypes people heard from others and encouraging people to put themselves in the shoes of their fellow humans and feel from themselves.
Mentioned in the intro, new immigrants come to Hong Kong with a lack of job skills and a lowly educated background. In addition to the high requirements on English language in Hong Kong and the discrimination they faced in workplace, they cannot find a suitable job to earn a living for themselves or their families.
Although the Race Discrimination Ordinance was established in 2008, the ordinance didn't protect the working opportunities of new immigrants. This greatly limits their choices of careers and their social mobilization. In order to equip themselves with better skills that may attract employers, the government and NGOs can organize different kinds of training courses and provide job information for them. In Vocational Training Council, also known as VTC, and community centers, they are offering different kinds of courses for adults to equip themselves with skills for specific jobs and get certificates, providing a diversity of occupational pathways for new immigrants. These industries may provide a more stable job for them to make a better living for their families.
We are proposing to organize a flipped classroom activity to help the new immigrants to and children. It will take place in some public areas or community center in Shanshui Po, where many mainland immigrants lived as a person. We will invite around 40 to 50 families to join our activity.
We will contact nearby churches and schools.
We also propose to have random citizens that everyone can participate to teach them Cantonese and written traditional Chinese.
Invite local volunteers and teenagers act as the teacher and tutor. They are going to help with the homework or the studying process of children of new immigrants. Through the teaching progress, local can have a closer relationship with the kids, trying to eliminate or reduce the discrimination toward them. For the adults, we can connect with the Office of VTC or Labor Affairs Bureau to provide a free job consultation section for immigrants who are suffering from unemployment and low-paid jobs.
To sustain the effectiveness of our activity, it may be held once a week. We hope that the sessions can not only effectively provide knowledge and skills generally for the new immigrants to find a better job, but also provide an opportunity of communication among Hong Kong people and new immigrants to possibly eliminate prejudice and develop a better relationship.
For a long time, Hong Kong has been facing problems such as housing and the disparity between the rich and poor, while the government has not made great improvements. Due to the dissatisfaction with the quality of life, there is a sense of rejection toward new immigrants, accusing them of occupying Hong Kong's resources and welfare, and hence causing a heavy burden to society. In fact, only about 5% of new immigrants receive CSSA, and only 20% of public housing applications are from new immigrants. On the other hand, they have filled many vacancies in grassroots work and alleviated the problem of decreasing labor force. Hong Kong has developed from a barren rock into a prosperous cosmopolitan city with a population of more than 7 million today. One of the keys is immigration from the mainland. They are part of our multicultural society. It is believed that the success of a city's development and the escape from poverty trap for an individual starts with education. We hope that the activities we proposed will help and everyone are welcome to join.